Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This has just happened. The next Anno has been announced. Anno 117 AD, the Pax Romana. We're talking about the Roman Empire here, guys. I've been talking about this, I've been dreaming about this one, and it's finally happening. I know some people are gonna be disappointed that it's not the 9th Anno that's gonna be basically Anno 9 AD or BC. It's actually Anno 8 that is now this Anno 117, but still, this is amazing. This is a perfect time. I'm gonna dive into the actual trailer. We have a 1-minute trailer. We don't see gameplay, but there's definitely a lot there. And I'm also going to share a lot of things I've already been hearing, facts, but also things that are guess, reason why I think this has a lot of potential. So let's dive right in, starting with the teaser.
By order of the Emperor, my fellow Romans, I bring forth tidings of hope across our glorious lands. For we stand on the threshold of a new age. Our streets shall be lined with abundance. Our fields shall yield bountiful harvests, and our coffers shall overflow with wealth. An era of prosperity dawns upon us, heralded by the arrival of a new governor.
You can take it from here.
Okay, so there's definitely a lot to unpack here. So first of all, even if they hadn't given us the actual date, we can see it over here. CXVII, these are not actual letters, this is the Roman numerals, and this means 117. And this year, 117, is actually super interesting, because this is the year where the Trajan Empire actually dies and is replaced by Hadrian. So it's also a transition. So this is maybe why we can become a new governor at this time. Now, obviously, all of this, I'm saying this, it's not like Anno is always based exactly on purely historical fact, right? They will take and they should take some liberties, but still, right, it makes sense. This is basically in the middle of the Pax Romana. This is a roughly 200-year-long period, starting when Augustus defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra, and it ends, in 180 AD. 117 AD is actually considered like the peak of the Roman Empire. This is the Roman Empire that is huge, that covers a lot of the world. Actually, historians estimate that it was covering 33% of the overall world population at this time, more than 70 million people. I know it doesn't sound like huge. I mean, this is the population of France basically today, but at that time that was huge, right? Pax Romana, which actually means Roman peace, you think it's a full peace, but it doesn't actually mean peace. What it means is peace inside the empire, but outside the empire, or on the borders of the empire, this is still definitely a lot of fighting happening, and also we are towards the end of the Pax Romana, so there's definitely problems. It's not like it's a perfect peaceful period. There's gonna be fighting, I guarantee you. This is a quick map I took on Wikipedia just to show you. We're talking about the Roman Empire controlling obviously most of the territories around the Mediterranean, but there's still a lot of fighting that can happen on all of those borders, right? There's definitely fighting that can happen in Britannia, in Germany, right, in many other places. And this is one of the first confirmed elements that we have about the game, is we know we'll be able to choose between two starting locations. There is one starting location that will be in the Celtic wetland of Albion. And this is where I can guarantee you that means there's going to be fighting there. There's going to be fighting for sure. Versus there is another one, which is the traditional Roman heartlands called Latium. You could think this is basically in Italy, and this one probably actually is going to be a lot more peaceful. This is, I think, because Anno is trying also to expand to more types of players, to cater to different audiences. So this is why you can have one that is maybe a lot more peaceful and one that is a lot more adventurous. And at the same time, I'm hoping that, of course, this is still, one gigantic map and you can, get to different places. In terms of what's confirmed too, by the way, we know that it is going to be 2025. Given that, we're already in June 2024, I don't think it's going to be the earlier part of 2025. I think it's going to be maybe towards the second part of it, maybe May, June, but probably even more kind of the later part of 2025. I think it's fine. I can wait. We have a lot of other games of course to play. We will, by the way, definitely play more Anno on the channel for sure. I'm planning a modded series of Anno 1800 soon, and I'm planning to also do a new 2205 series because we have the new Horizon mod that's unlocking Mars there. But yeah, we know it's coming in 2025, and we know it's coming actually on PC, of course, but also on the series, Xbox and PS5 right away. So obviously that's good, that's the next generation. At the same time, it may mean that they have to do some compromises to make something that works both on computers and on those consoles, but still I'm excited. I think Anno 1800 in 2017 was already one of the most beautiful game out there, so I'm hoping that they can go even further here. Now I want to share a couple of other reasons why I'm super excited. First of all, I think this period is perfect for both naval and military combat. There was a lot happening on both of these, on land and on sea at that area. And we're talking about the Mediterranean, right? Like that's a perfect setup for both of these. We have, of course, many small islands, right? We have different lands. I think they can play both of these really well. And by the way, this is the same for trade. That means we can have land trade and sea trade, a bit like in Caesar 3, right? You could choose if you wanted to build docks or if you wanted to follow only the routes, and you had, pros and cons for both. I think that's really good there. Another reason why I'm really excited, and I think that's worked really well, is for the tiers of population. This is an area in time where there was definitely very different tiers of population, right? You had the slaves, you had the plebeians or more farmers, right? You had workers, you had merchants, you had more the rich landowners that sometimes are called equites, right? You had, of course, even the senators for the ruling parties. So you have a lot of potential tiers of population, and with that multiple needs, right? So that could be really, really good. Of course, we're not gonna be building steam motors in this era, but there's still tons of production chains that we can do, right? Production chains on, of course, the food, from basic food to more advanced like olive oil, honey, those type of things. Of course, the different types of clothes. And still, even in the weapons, right, you could have many different types of weapons, different types of swords, armor, shields, bows, right? There are many different things here. Next reason why I'm excited, and I know some people are not gonna like this, is I think this is a perfect setting also for Anno to have multiple seasons, to have DLCs, but DLCs that bring a lot. Right? We can definitely have new regions. Let's say that at the beginning, for example, you only have access to Italy, to France, and maybe some of these borders in the north, and then you have a DLC that brings Africa. Completely different session in the game, completely different production chains, new type of military, those type of things. Then you get one that is focused on Greece, right, and can have different challenges. And again, there is many different parts that they could focus on. So, I'm recording this live just as the information is coming. So we have now even more information on the Anno Union that is really interesting. In particular, I see over here, seize the opportunity to expand your influence and harness the unique advantages and challenges each province presents. So I think, again, we can probably expand into different provinces. There's probably gonna be also the concepts that we had in many other annos of different, let's say, fertilities, right, or different sort of advantages that each part of your empire can bring, different resources. So this is really important. Here they also show that we're gonna have different choices, and those choices are gonna matter. Do we want, for example, I'm guessing, to keep a lot of very strong Roman culture, right? Or do we want to try to expand? Or do we want maybe to try to acclimate, right, more to the Celtic culture and others? And this is what we can really see also in this art over here, where I'm guessing these are the two starting locations, right? We have the really Roman starting location over here and the Celtic one, and you can decide, you know, do you want to change this Celtic location, make it Roman, or vice versa. I'm glad that they've also confirmed we will continue to have complex logistic networks and production chains, because that's really what Anno is all about. But there's also some interesting elements, right? They talk about diplomacy a couple of times, they talk about other characters and competitors, so hopefully some good AIs there, right? There's a lot that we can expect. And then they end, as always, by saying, did you notice all the Easter eggs in the trailer? Now, I'm not gonna say I did. I think, you know, I need to watch it a couple of times before I can. So don't hesitate also to tell me in the comments below if you have found other Easter eggs, if you are excited about this, if you are disappointed for some reason. What do you want to see also from a gameplay point of view, right? For example, do you really want to see land combat or not? So obviously, you know, if you are not subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe if you want to follow any news that we get. And if you like Anno 1800, you'll probably also like all the other games I'm covering. So again, don't hesitate to subscribe, smash like button, and I hope to see you soon.